We're going to make some viral videos the lazy way, just sitting here. We're not even going to move and make viral videos. Casey, what you got for me, dude?
Yeah, I got one more thing for you. It's just something I saw and I thought and this is going to be more fun watching this with John. And I haven't seen it.
You saw it and thought of me. That's nice.
I did. It's two people that we like. I would say a person from each of our worlds, but I know that's not really true. But I think for a lot of people, it would seem kind of true. Like from the outside looking in, I think these people fall into our respective categories a little bit. Let's just hear.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think you got to build it up anymore.
Caleb Hammer goes off on the world's guests on the worst guest he's had on. Caleb Hammer goes off on the worst guest he's had on financial audit. Let's see what this is all about.
Can you take me through a couple of examples, though, just so my listeners can know like some of the stuff that's on your show, right?
Yeah, I mean, do you want them to pull up some shorts, even?
Yeah, I mean, I know we have a couple.
Oh, sure. We were just talking to this couple. They're both okay. Try not to get canceled. I guess lesbian couple. And they
no, we know what lesbians are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're obsessed with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of Disney adults are, and they're Gen Z, and they are obsessed with birthday months. I hear birthday month so much with Gen Z and girl math. And
what is your birthday month? That thing?
Birthday month. So you have to celebrate. So for their birthday month, they spent $2,000 on Disney exclusive passes, and then went to Disney World, spent a lot of money on that. Then they're going to Disney World 2 times next month, and then 1 time in the summer for different birthdays, different birthday months.
Yeah.
And they spent, what did I?
Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
You are the person who would try to rationalize this.
Sure. Yeah, no, and I think that sounds completely reasonable.
You're like quarterly
normal.
Disney.
Honestly, they are not going to Disney very much. They're they're pretty light. I would say they're Disney light. I will say this: a lot of gays at Disney. A lot of gays. a lot of lesbians. A lot of gays. It's pretty much the home of the gays. They love it there.
That's I thought they meant different kind of gay or different kind of happiest place on earth. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah,
there's a joke to be made there, but I just
something about gay and happy. There's something there. Somebody else do it.
Yeah, there's some sort of like thesaurus based joke you could do there.
I will say more. I will say more gays than lesbians for sure.
That would have been my guess, but I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's just it's a certain vibe, you know.
Well, yeah, I guess it probably depends on which areas of the parks you go to, like depending on like ride to ride. Like I would imagine like like maybe like what's a good example? Like Star Wars, that's probably super gay, right? Star Wars is probably gayest.
At Disneyland, the park is very small, but I would say the gayest ride at Disneyland is probably Splash Mountain for obvious reasons. But now they've rebranded Splash Mountain to
LGBTQ Mountain.
No, it's more.
Worst improver of all time. That could have been so fun to play out, and you just immediately shat on it.
Yeah, it's a little more racial. It's a little more. They went a little more race different direction with it. It's like a Tiana. It's like a Princess and the Frog themed thing now.
Reparations Mountain.
Yeah, it's Reparations Mountain. But yeah, Splash Mountain, probably one of the gayer rides at Disneyland, I'd say. But Disneyland is so small that the gays are just everywhere.
That's on that note.
I have $21,000 in 1 month when they make $7,000 a month.
And what is it? It's not like is it like lessons to talk like characters? Like how far, like what are they getting into?
I don't know. They live in Arizona and they drive to LA to just have their little special birthday month. This is their birthday. Right. I can go into debt and fuck my life. It's my birthday.
Oh, I see. So something as simple as your birthday, they can go 20 grand in a debt.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole month.
Let's see this right here. And this is some of it.
2 Disneys in these last couple months, 2 Disneys next month. You guys are literally poor.
We only went for 1 day in November.
You still traveled there, bought a gagillion dollars of food.
Took our nephew for his birthday.
Hang on, I'm no financial wizard, but wouldn't taking a whole trip just to go for 1 day be less financially responsible? How's that?
Yeah.
So Caleb Hammer, I know, has been popular for a while, and I don't know if this is just a recent like algo wave that I am riding on, like if he's like kind of going to another stratosphere now or not, reaching a whole new audience. But he's just been littered all over my timeline the last week and a half.
I think you might just be becoming more responsible as an adult.
That sounds unlikely. When have you ever known that to be the case? Let's just the best indicator of future is past. So I doubt that's the case. But no, he's been all over my timeline, and I've seen probably four full length ones now, and maybe a couple like clips. And man, these people say the craziest stuff.
Yeah, he specifically does this sort of reality show version of financial. It's entertainment, it's financial education, but it's entertainment. He's very good.
You said it was Dave Ramsey meets Jerry Springer, basically.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. That's what I said.
I think I might have punched it up for you, but yeah,
that was really smart of me. To answer your question though, it's a little bit less financially responsible to go there for one day, but the hotels and like the lodging around Disney is pretty expensive. So theoretically, you could go for like one day and drive back overnight if you lived in Arizona. But I don't think that's what they did.
That's true. I think maybe they do drive. I didn't catch that. So, all right, let's get back into this thing.
His birthday.
And then we went for my birthday.
Oh, if I hear one more thing out about lesbians and their nephew,
His birthday. I don't give a shit about birthdays. What is this obsession?
I have a lesbian aunt.
Does
why would I pass up an opportunity to say that on the internet just for the clout?
Yeah. So,
and I grew up around softball fields like every weekend for my entire childhood.
Is that a lesbian thing? So, is that like softball? A lesbian code for softball field? What's that code for? Is that like a? It's code for. Is that like a position in the lesbian?
Code for community? I called about 19 ladies aunt throughout my childhood, and they were all softball players. And my mom may or may not have been a secret lesbian. Who knows?
Right, but that checks out. Now that you're saying that, whoa.
Could explain.
You've just given me a realization. Did you already think about this before?
No. This is a realization on air.
This is hitting you for the first time too, where you're like, I think my mom might like the carpet a little bit.
Ugh, time to bury that deep down now.
Let's not think too much about that.
With birthdays, how are you guys getting there from Mesa?
Getting one.
It's in LA, so it costs money to get there.
Yeah, we drive. We drive there.
So you're getting places to live. Does it cover the place to live when you're there?
Nope.
So you're spending money to spend more money.
Yes.
Do you get the free food while you're in there and free drinks?
No, we pay for that too, separately.
What
We
the
do.
f- talking
like
about?
10% off merch.
Got
This
it.
is not.
So yeah, it's like you would think, especially
10% off merch.
That
10% off more stuff we don't need to buy.
note to our editor, that's a great editor. They just edited a punchline in. Like they crafted a joke. From parts, You
get 10% off merch. I also like that he says places to live while you're there. Like you're there enough, you live there. So you have a place to live.
You're second home at Disneyland.
Yeah.
you can find deals nowadays where they probably could have got some free food vouchers or something like that.
Yeah, or just stayed off campus and went. I'm okay if they go like once a year. They have like 5 planned trips already.
Yeah,
for Disney.
And what does that give them? I think strippers and lesbians love Disneyland, right?
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that. Lesbians also love this. It's our nephew's birthday, right? Because for a lot of lesbians, it's probably as close as they'll get to having a child, right? Just because of science math or whatever. And nowadays that's changing some, but for a long time, a lot of lesbians are like, we got to get our nephew, it was like that's like the biggest, craziest thing, So I think there's a lot of nephew obsession in the lesbian community as well,
Can you confirm?
But that's a lot of money on Disney.
Yeah, it is.
And not much return. You get a return, but you're an adult also.
Yeah, but unlike most lesbians, I think they're going to last forever, though, because they're on the same page. And usually couples that aren't on the same page about money, that's where they divorce. But they're on the same page about wanting to ruin their lives for Disney. So it's okay. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they need to have a Disney. Now, I wish Disney had a hostel or kind of like a Section 8 area.
Yeah, they should.
Because that would be very magical if you ended up like in the trenches.
Yeah, instead of the monorail, you get a little spray painted one. It's a little sketchy. Someone tweaking out in there.
Yeah, but it has somebody's put like Elsa like stuff on the side or something.
What do you think Theo is drinking here?
I don't know. I mean, Caleb's drinking a Celsius.
Yeah,
Theo's
seems like
is
it
Theo
checks out.
drinking something unmarked?
It doesn't seem
Oh.
like so I mentioned Caleb to you before this, and it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like he actually is from like your algorithm, but
Yeah,
on
I've
paper,
seen plenty of Caleb Hammer. Yeah.
yeah, on paper, he seems like he's a caricature of you. You know what I mean? Like the fact he's drinking a Celsius, I'm like, well, that's Adderall Light, you know, let's be
Mhm.
real. And
Yeah.
yeah, he's into finance, you know, like he's very you know, he's a showman too. He's a showman. So
Yeah, no, look, it's kind of like somebody saying like, "Oh, you like comedy? Do you like Jim Gaffigan?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, "You like comedy? Do you like Kevin Hart? You're like a
right.
comedy fan. Do you like
You're
Kevin
like,
Hart?"
yeah, he's the most
Well,
popular
yeah,
person in
of course I
finance.
like Kevin Hart. He doesn't really do comedy anymore, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the Caleb Hammer. Like, he's very mass. He's well known. Yeah.
I think more than anything, like his content is entertaining, but a little bit of the entrepreneurial stuff rubbed off on me to where I'm
Mhm.
like, I respect the business he's built a ton too,
Yeah.
because we've seen that like course type business a billion times, but his is like, you know, he's actually winning with
We-
content, which is kind of what it's like a theory we believe in a lot, and something like we strive to do with products. Is like if
Yeah.
you can win with content, that's like a double win, you know.
Does he have a course? I didn't know if he had a course, but
Yeah, I mean, he's got this like web of things, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
he mentions it. I don't know what they're called exactly, but yeah, he has like a cookbook and like this like yeah, this it's like a, I don't know if it's so much of a course or just like a follow these rules kind of like some kind of subscription thing. I don't
So
know.
it's a similar, probably similar
It's
model.
like Weight Watchers for money.
It's probably a similar model to what Dave Ramsey does. So he does. I mean, Dave Ramsey's written some books, so he has his books, but he also has like a couple courses or like seminars you can attend or whatever. But a lot of how he makes his money is he's really just a media company, right? So
Right.
advertising and then partnerships. So he has like partnerships with investment advisors. He has partnerships with like life insurance companies, stuff like that. It's just stuff that he actually recommends and has partnerships with. So
Right.
yeah, I think that Caleb Hammer is similar. I think it's just a media company, but a well monetized media company. Whereas like a lot of media companies are not super well monetized. They just try and make money off of ad revenue.
Is it driving you as crazy? Is it driving me that there's one hexagon missing from behind Theo?
No, it was not driving me crazy, but it
Well,
probably will
good luck
now.
coping with that for the rest of the video.
But it has somebody's put like Elsa likes to on the side or something, you know,
Yeah.
or just spray painted some wild shit on it. I think that could be kind of interesting. Okay, so you're talking to people that are wasting too much money.
Usually, lots of debt.
Okay, a lot of debt. What are some other ones that you're seeing?
We had this dude. Frustrated incel buys women instead of dating was the title.
Ooh.
I see this.
He went into $8,000 of credit card debt just so he could go to strip clubs. He sacrificed eating so he had more money to go to strip clubs.
Wow.
2,000 hours a week on strip clubs. And his quote was, "I'm a Sigma male. I can just go to the strip club and get some booty that way." I guess it's easier for him. He was a little disappointed though that he couldn't lick or bite them though. That was his one complaint.
Okay, so he didn't get the fluid pass or whatever. I don't know what there's a
That was another one of our guests that got the fluid pass.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, strippers is that age-old kind of bait and switch. It's the illusion, you know? That's why they always catch men like masturbating in their cars outside of strip clubs because
sure.
they're, you know, they've built up this whole illusion. That's a lot of money to spend on stripping. Now, I respect the fact that he was going without eating, though.
Yeah,
Because
he
a
was
lot of
giving it
people are
up.
just like, yeah, I'm going to snap.
I'm so glad he didn't glaze over this because that's the one thing I was like, man, dude has his priorities in order. Like,
He's committed. Yeah.
I mean, they're not good priorities, but he knows them. You know what I mean? He knows where he falls on things. Like, food is down here. It's
Yeah.
not the top.
It
thing.
goes strippers, food, and honestly, probably a good thing he can't bite them because he is hungry.
That's true. Disgusting.
And whatever and still waste this money.
Yeah, he picked it up in the military. I guess that's what they were all doing overseas.
Visiting strippers and
I
stuff.
guess that's how they made it through.
Dieting and visiting strippers. Yeah, I could see that. There was another one you had. What was the one? Bring up one of the ones that we had pulled up. The guy in the red suit was an interesting guy.
Oh, yeah.
I took the loan out to fund my emergency fund.
Where's this emergency fund
Okay.
today? I saw about $1,000.
Stop it real quick.
By the way.
So this guy took a loan out to fund his emergency fund.
Yeah, like 20% interest too.
By the way, dropped from 2,500.
I spent some of it
On what emergency?
learning how to do hair extensions.
Okay.
That's an emergency?
I wouldn't say it's emergency.
What do you think an emergency fund is
the money
for?
out of the emergency fund to buy a class for extensions.
The interest rate on this is 28.64%.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so originally it wasn't for the
crazy.
emergency fund. I just thought that that would be a good idea.
Okay, so let's stop it there. So this is the kind of stuff that you're running into.
Absolutely, all the time.
And this is a young man. He took money out at 28.64% interest to learn hair extension lessons, and that was
Yeah.
considered an emergency.
Well, first the fund is emergency fund, so he takes out 28%, even though like the best thing you get in a high yield savings is 4% right now, something like that. So you're losing a net 23%. But even still, then he just drains it from the emergency fund to learn hair extensions, which invest in yourself, invest in your skills. We like that.
Right.
At 30%, I don't know. No one would say go get a degree for 30% interest. So learning hair extensions of that doesn't make sense. But he wants to move to Thailand to escape it, though. So I think that's his out.
To escape the debt, you mean?
To escape capitalism
Oh, I
is
see.
what he specifically said.
That's another thing I've noticed a lot. I mean, I've only watched 5 episodes or something. I said I think it's been brought up on all of them. They all want to flee the United States. I'm like, okay, maybe being under a mountain of debt, I can understand why you'd want to leave, but they think it's going to be better somewhere else.
The thing that I've noticed about Caleb's guests is I think, especially the young ones, it's primarily people who are, for the most part, I would say, like, I don't think they think the world's going to go on that long.
That there's some of that for sure.
You know what I mean? They're like, maybe they'll go somewhere else, but that, and this is, so my dad, this is actually an interesting, my dad told me this, when he was growing up. He grew up in the Vietnam War era, which the Vietnam War was really long. And so he was basically like, the war was going on all of while he was growing up. And he grew up with the idea that he's like, well, when I turn 18, I'm going to get drafted. I'm going to go to Vietnam and I'm going to die. Like so I'm going to live basically 18, 19 years. That's how long I have to live. And then the war ended right around the time he was 19. In fact, he was like in Hawaii when the choppers were coming in from Saigon. And so he like didn't die at 20. And he was like, well, the thing is, if you live like you're going to die at 20, you did not make very good plans for the future. Right. So I think that's kind of what some of these are. Like, he's like, it took me till I was 30 to realize, like, I might live till I'm 60. I might live another 30 years. Like, I have to kind of like get my stuff together here. I think that a lot of these people are like that, maybe just have lived in a era where things have moved so fast and now AI is coming. Like, they probably are like, we're all going to have universal basic income, or we're going to have to, or I'm just going to go somewhere else, or the world's going to end. Trump's going to burn the whole thing down, something, right? You know what I mean? Like, I think
It
that's
is
probably
crazy
a lot
how
of them just
many-
don't think there's a future.
Oh, it's crazy how many people have TDS on the show. But I will say that's
Yeah.
like, I mean, we need to not be too serious about this. This is a fun clip, but it is concerning because, like, if enough people just subscribe to that, like, well, we'll have to do that. It's like, well, then we will have to do that. Like, the people who actually pay their taxes. I mean, it's just so much more of a burden. I think that's, again, we're not going to get too deep into this, but with a lot of the Snap stuff that just like came out, I think people are realizing like how many Americans are on that, and non-Americans, which was even anyway. Way more people are on that than most people ever realized.
I mean, look, if the historical cycle is that as technology advances, it does displace a lot of jobs, but more jobs are created. AI might be one of those things where it's like, oh, it doesn't really create more jobs because it kind of just does all of them. At which point there probably would have to be some sort of UBI. But I don't think that's like a great thing to bank on. You know what I mean?
And it's also
like I wouldn't be like, yo, why am I like saving all this money and investing? Like, I should just spend this money on Disneyland. Because if that's the case, and again, I don't like, we're waxing a little serious like we do. If that's the case, here's my thought on it. If UBI is coming, there is a small window of time in which you can become like, you can be in a different weight class with like your wealth, right? So if you want to be wealthy, you got to get wealthy before UBI comes, because UBI will not make you wealthy. You know what I mean?
Sure, I guess. I think that it's pretty irresponsible to jump onto that, like, because right now the only like framework that people jump with that is like socialism, like communism, pretty much. And they're like too intertwined right now. Like, oh, I won't have to work, and it's going to look like this, and they just
Mhm.
describe some form of like extreme socialism. And you go, that has never worked, and usually ends in some violent revolution. Like, I don't know if that's the best move,
Well,
but
yeah, but we might do that too. You know what I mean?
we're getting back into the silly funny clip.
I'm not saying we won't
Yeah.
do
Do
that.
you see a lot of that? I'm going to fly away to another country. That seems like a very fairy tale type of energy.
Honestly, no, surprisingly. A lot of people, when they just get overwhelmed by their finances, they really just put their head in the sand and they just forget about it until it all comes and bites them in the ass. And that's usually when they come on our show. They realize they've had too much and they watch one of our episodes and they're like, oh shit, I got to apply. And that's when we usually see them, is when they've realized it's too much and they're in the most dire situation, but they haven't fully awakened to why. So they're still defensive on things. I'm sure they're nervous on camera. They're just normal people off the street, but that's why they're still defensive and they're trying to understand like what is going on. And there's lots of cope talk across the table for me.
And what does cope talk mean when you use that term?
Yeah, just like I was allowed to do it. It was my birthday month. It's okay.
Excuses.
Yeah, it was okay to go to school for 12 years and take out private student loans to pay for an expensive apartment. I was just trying to survive.
So a lot of people trying to, it seems like, deflect the reality of the world.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do? What class can I take? What school can I stand longer? What can I do to not have to face the fact every day that I have to be the one to survive myself?
Absolutely. And I was there too. It just takes that moment. It takes that moment for everything.
Totally.
I haven't hit it for going to the gym or dieting, but it takes that moment for plunging into the deep end.
Yeah.
There's usually something. For me, it might be a heart attack, but for my finances, it was, shit, I can't pay this month's rent. I'm continuing the cycle of foreclosure notices. So they usually find their moment, but they just don't know why things are bad. But that's when they come on. We meet them at the bottom. Usually, some need a little further to go. And that sucks to see.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty full clip there. We can call it. We don't need to see the rest of that. We ended on something there. John, thoughts about Caleb Hammer, Theo Vaughn, anything in between, which is basically the entire world.
Yeah, I've been seeing more of these crossovers. Alex Hormozy was on Impulsive, Logan Paul's podcast, which is like a comedy podcast. It's Logan Paul and a guy who's funny is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like seeing more and more of this. I like the crossover. I'm a fan of the crossover. So yeah, it's cool. I'm not like the biggest Caleb Hammer fan. I used to listen to Dave Ramsey's podcast every single day. When I commuted for work. I had an hour commute every day. I'd listen to it because he does 3 hours a day. I'll listen to it for an hour on the way there and an hour on the way back. And what you realize over time is that it's like, it's the same, like people just ask the same questions over and over.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, how does that principle, okay, so I'll give you an example. He has a principle of the debt snowball, which Caleb has a similar thing. I don't know if he calls it that, where they say, okay, so you just take all of the extra, you have all these debts, right? So you have this credit card debt, you have this debt, that debt, right? You take all these debts, or you get any extra money that you have, you take it and you just pay the minimums on every single debt. And then you point everything you can at the smallest one so that you snowball. Right. So you knock out that smallest one, and then you take that payment you were making, you put it into your snowball, and you go to the next smallest, and you go to the next smallest. Right. So that's the concept of the debt snowball.
I have a similar strategy in RPG games when I'm attacking squads of enemies. I take out the little one with all my might first, and then there's fewer things attacking me.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, it's like generally a good strategy for
anything.
Actually, a good life strategy for anything you're trying to do is do one thing, do things chronologically, not in tandem. Like, don't
get shit off your plate.
Yeah. So do like one thing, work on one thing, finish the one thing, go to the next thing. The idea of the smallest one first is that it's like it's an accomplishment, right? And it's also the easiest. So, and it creates like a snowball. It creates momentum.
Results, momentum, everything.
So if you listen to Dave Ramsey every single day I think I listened to him every single day for a year, what you realize is lots of people call in lots of different situations, and he just explains the debt snowball to them in a different way. Okay, so he'll just get their numbers. How much money do you make? How much debt do you have? What's your monthly expenses? All right, sounds like you got about $200 left over. So, we're going to throw it all at that smallest debt that you said. Like, it's just the same. So he does the Caleb Hammer does financial audits, a long show. Dave Ramsey does 5-minute, 10-minute versions of it. So
Right.
5 to 10 minute, he gets
With
their
respect
numbers.
to
he gives
Mr.
them advice,
Ramsey.
moves on. What's that?
With respect to Mr. Ramsey, he's nowhere near the showman of Caleb Hammer. Caleb is entertaining.
Yeah, it's a different brand. It's a different flavor.
He's
of it,
kind of
for
like
sure.
Dan Pena.
Yeah, a
Like
little bit.
Dan Pena.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a different flavor of it for sure.
Yeah. Well, I thought that we would find this crossover interesting, and sounds like we did. So I'm looking forward to the next one. Check out some of our other videos. Catch you next time.
Bye.